You're watching the Camnet Midday News. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. The headlines: Electoral export and institutions of hope for smooth physical voter registration. MUMBWA'S main water reservoir dam dries up as district braces for water challenges. Let's take a breather. I'll be back with the details.
Join Pastor Victoria and Moses Chilua, the Healing Word Ministries International.
Starting on the 3rd to 6th December 2020.
Dr. Francis Miles from the USA returns to Zambia for a conference on issuing restraining orders.
Because you see, God responds to your revelation. So if you approach God as the healer, He heals you. If you approach Him as your shepherd, He will touch your soul. But if you approach Him judicially, He will show you He's the cause.
Venue: the Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill. Time:
17 hours to 19 hours from Thursday to Saturday.
And on Sunday from 09 hours to 11 hours. For more details, call +260 962 965 883. You do not want to miss this conference this time.
The details. The Electoral Commission of Zambia has commenced the physical voter registration ahead of the 2021 general elections. To this effect, several electoral experts and institutions hope for a smooth exercise. Those interviewed by Camnet TV News say it is critical that all logistical needs are put in place to facilitate the registration of 9 million voters in 1 month. Let's get the details in this report.
Elections are an essential part of any democracy. The people or citizens of the country choose their representatives through the process of elections. As the Electoral Commission of Zambia commences the registration of voters on the 9th of November 2020, citizens have been urged to turn up in numbers in readiness to exercise their right to vote. ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano has remained resolute that they will manage to register 9 million voters in 1 month.
All eligible citizens, including those who are on the current register of voters, must register again to obtain a new voter's card. The current voter's card will not be used in the 2021 general elections. I wish to call upon all eligible citizens to register as voters during the upcoming voter registration exercise.
Operation Young Vote Executive Director Ges Nyirenda has urged young people to turn up in numbers to register as voters as the 2021 general elections provide an opportunity for them to elect leaders of their choice whom they feel will serve their interest.
We want to encourage young people to turn up in mass, those who already have NRCs, including all the citizens that are eligible, and also the young people who are 17 years plus and will be turning 18 years before or by the 9th of May. They must take this opportunity seriously. We know that in the past, young people have been discouraged to go and cast their vote because they vote and they don't see results. They vote and the leaders they vote for, they don't seem to come back to answer to the needs of the young people. They don't attend to the aspirations of the young people and the citizens. But we want to encourage the young people that here is a golden opportunity for you to change the shape and direction of this country.
George Chimembe is Foundation for Democratic Process FODEP Executive Director.
We really see the need for ECZ to be flexible, and when they determine the numbers, they should be ready to extend so that more people are captured and no one is left behind or out of the row. Especially that this is a fundamental right, People are going to participate in governance, And
I also spoke to Ritual Mulwani, the Anti-Voter Apathy Project Executive Director.
Very important document. So we are advising Zambian people that let them, all of them, get mobilize themselves and go and register. And this time around, we are very, very happy that ECZ will be moving from place to place. And they should take advantage of that mobile and go closer to those centers and register as voters and mobilize themselves so that they can now, when times come for voting, they can go and vote for their preferred candidates.
If you are 18 years and above, or you will turn 18 by May 2021, then you are eligible to vote and all you need is a green national registration card, NRC, to register as a voter. Remember, your vote is your right, much as it is your choice. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The registration process has just begun and we are on the ground trying to see how far the situation is. We'll bring you an updated version of that story on our main news desk tonight at 19:30. Moving on in the news, several MUMBWA households are on the verge of going for days without water following the drying up of the district's only main water reservoir dam. MUMBWA District, Lukanga Water and Sanitation Company Superintendent Joe Kalusa says the company has since suspended the pumping of water to the township owing to the drying up of the dam, leaving the town depending on the 6 water boreholes within MUMBWA. Mr. Kalusa was in the company of Area Member of Parliament Credo Nanjoa, who has made an impromptu visit to the dam following petitions from residents that the level of the silt in the dam has become unbearable. Approximately 140 kilometers from Lusaka, Zambia's capital is MUMBWA District, with a population of approximately 176,600 people. Although the area has remained predominantly rural, its population is slowly growing and developing and needing social amenities. With this increase in population coupled with climate change impacts, MUMBWA's main water reservoir has dried up, putting the lives of many in dire need of a precious commodity, water. Lukanga Water and Sanitation Company Superintendent for MUMBWA area, Joe Kalusa, says the company has since suspended the pumping of water to the townships. The water supply system being used was last rehabilitated in 1993 through the European Development Fund.
So this dam gives us about 1,800 to 2,000 cubics of water per day. And then the other part we've got the boreholes also, which gives us about 1,000 cubics per day. Now looking at the way this dam has dried up, when you go to the boreholes also, the water level has also gone down. So at the boreholes also we are producing about 400 cubics. And then here we are producing 0 cubics of water. That means now we are in a crisis. There is no other source of water for MUMBWA apart from this dam. So we just have to wait for the rains to come. Once it rains and once this dam is filled, that's when we are going to start having water. But even when the rains come, that will not be a solution, because when the rains finish, again this dam will dry up.
Meanwhile, MUMBWA Central Member of Parliament Credo Nanjoa has described the drying up of the dam as a disaster needing urgent intervention by government.
Even in 2017, we had such a situation. It was not as bad as this, but we raised the issue, and the Minister of Water and Sanitation, then Dr. Wachinga, he responded that something was being worked on. A budget was submitted to government of 800, over 800,000 kwacha. But what was released is about 210,000 kwacha to do the silting of this thing. But this has come back again. I want to urge government to respond urgently. We need a dredger to come here before the onset of the rains, because as according to the explanation, this thing, even if the rains comes, we are not solving this problem. It's a recurring problem. We keep on spending, but we need a lasting solution. So that today, government must move in, must respond, because the people here, they are dying.
Efforts to get a comment on what government is doing to ensure that the situation is curtailed proved futile by broadcast time. Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News. Opposition United Party for National Development says while President Edgar Lungu is the weakest candidate to bid in the 2021 general elections, the party and other Zambians will not allow him to go for a third term. UPND Secretary General Stephen KATUKA says this is because it is against the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia, which clearly states that everyone who has been elected to office of president twice does not qualify to stand as president again. Last week, President Edgar Lungu, through his special assistant for press and public relations, Isaac Chipampe, told the nation that he is standing in next year's general elections and is not worried about the eligibility debate currently going on in the country. Mr. KATUKA has since advised Zambians to raise against his bid in an effort of protecting the Constitution. Mr. KATUKA said this during a media briefing in Lusaka Sunday.
The restriction in Article 106, subclause 3, does not use the word term. It uses the word hold office. Like Chiluba, Lungu is pretending that the Zambian people are gullible and are not seeing through his manipulation schemes to retain power outside the constitutional mandate. Unfortunately, this manipulation has been dealt a moral blow, but if he continues to push his luck too far by being arrogantly defiant, the ending might be too ugly for his comfort. Due to the local and international pressure, Chiluba abandoned his third term bid and about 7 months to the elections date, and only managed to leave the then ruling party with huge cracks, which 9 years later would lead to an electoral defeat at the hands of the PF. Most PF members and honest legal minds understand that Lungu is taking the party on a trail of destruction because of the insatiable appetite for power, but because of self-preservation, they keep cheering him on. To them, if they can eat with him for the next few remaining months, they will tag along. The question is for how long?
The 12-hour load shedding announced by government, which was supposed to start Sunday, has been moved to Tuesday this week. Meanwhile, some small and medium enterprises, SMEs, especially those dealing in metal fabrication, are bracing themselves for tougher times ahead. Details in this report.
The planned commissioning of the Kafue Lower will result in ZESCO restricting generation upstream at the power station by closing the division gates at Kafue Gorge Dam, thereby reducing water dispensing from the Kafue Gorge Upper. In a ministerial statement issued on the floor of Parliament on Thursday, Energy Minister Matthew Nkua explained that this is because power generation will considerably reduce due to activities of the new dam.
As a result of this reduced power generation, the activities of the new dam feeding will result in increased load shedding. First 24 hours a day, as power generation will be considerably reduced. During the subsequent 6 days, reduced generation at Kafue Gorge Upper Power Station will be maintained at a level to control the rate of filling up the new dam. The nationwide load management program will maintain a level 3 of the weather-induced power deficit of 2019. It's called WIPOD 19, which translates into 8 to 12 hours of load shedding.
Of late, Kalingalinga had seen a slight reduction in power outages, but due to the new development, it means things are going back to the west. It has been estimated that welders are losing about 10,000 kwacha a month because of power cuts. For instance, they used to make a 5-meter tall metal gate within 2 days before load shedding, but now it takes them a week. I took some time to talk to welders in Lusaka's Kalingalinga compound. Niza Simwinga, a welder, shared his perspective with this journalist.
Kuno Kalingalinga hapa at least yanamboenda kwa madezi. Enda kwa madezi malait. So monga Monday yakaenda kuchaka boenda futi next week Monday futi. Manje hapa yaliko at least malait. Manje yo bakambati yakabwerera futi 12. nishwatipaya business kuno manje nishwatipaya mostly ma client kuno mngamwena kuzirana wabwera kusenda wapangisa vintu by 12 hours funika ndishi nice tasiriza tapereka vintu vavene.
Niza also has a word of advice to other young people who are not doing anything other than engaging in bad vices such as alcohol abuse.
Munga isema we odaise timangara na nchito zambiri kuno kuri aya matank stand aya na magates izi nchito sekute timasenza zabetekawe timafuna na wagaye watandizirako munga ibiso itank stand stinga imeteka timafuna kona wagaye oro bali 7-8 bando tandizako ta sevenza tawapasa ko something na bebe aba kafuna life yoko mwamu bandi sipabeve wafuna munga ise number we odinti kale wafana nambira kupenta after tazibo penta tapunzira mai hando tazibono shokerera bali manje kwanso pangana gate na tank stand na baya kwanso nsira ndrama na mpangira vindu vake ambira na bwino tasirizana na nasirizana.
There is hope that load shedding will end, as Energy Minister Matthew Nkoa offered to have his finger cut off if load shedding does not end by March 2021. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Well, that note ends our midday news. The headlines once again. Electoral experts and institutions hope for smooth physical voter registration, and MUMBWA'S main water reservoir dam dries up as district braces itself for water challenges. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us for our main news desk tonight at 19:30. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. Keep watching Camnet TV.